एतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देव श्री राधा कृष्ण पादा सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितां च नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नित्य नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेमा प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरविषे नमो ब्रह्मण्य देवाय गो ब्राह्मण हिताय च जगद्हिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांता नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो हरे कृष्ण जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा. So we are on verse number 13, heading the vital force of the universe, and we have to start from this paragraph which I have displayed. So anybody would like to volunteer to read, then go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
From where? From this, in this verse?
Yes.
Hare Krishna Pranams. In this verse, the word Divyam especially indicates that the Lord's appearance and activities are spiritual. And elsewhere in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Ajo Pisan Avyayatma. The word Aja means unborn, and Avyayatma means not subject to destruction. This is the nature of Krishna, whose transcendental nature is further described by Kunti Devi in her prayers to the Lord. In the beginning of her prayers, Kunti Devi said to the Lord, "You are within and you are without, but still you are invisible." Krishna is within everyone's heart. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Riddeshu Arjuna Tishtati Sarvasya Chaham Hridhi Sannivishta. Indeed, he is within everything, even within the atom. Andantarastha Andantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastham. Krishna is within and he is also without. Thus, Krishna showed Arjuna his external feature as the Vishwarupa, the gigantic cosmic manifestation. This external body of Krishna is described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. There, the hills and mountains are described as the bones of the Lord. Similarly, the great oceans have been described as different holes in the Lord's universal body, and the planet known as Brahmaloka has been described as the upper portion of his skull. Those who cannot see God have thus been advised to see him in many ways in terms of the material cosmic manifestation according to the instructions given in the Vedic literature. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. I'll continue, Mataji.
Yeah, Mataji.
Okay.
We
There
can
are
read
those,
one more paragraph, then we
yeah,
can discuss.
okay, Mataji. There are those who can simply think of God as being great but do not know how great He is. When they think of greatness, they think of very high mountains, the sky, and other planets. Therefore, the Lord has been described in terms of such material manifestations, so that while thinking of these different manifestations, one can think of the Lord. That is also Krishna consciousness. If one thinks this mountain is the bone of Krishna, or if one thinks of the vast Pacific Ocean as Krishna's navel, one is in Krishna consciousness. Similarly, one may think of the trees and plants as the hairs on Krishna's body. One may think of Brahmaloka as the top of Krishna's skull, and one may think of the Patala Loka planetary system as the soles of Krishna's feet. Thus, one may think of Krishna as greater than the greatest Mahato Mahiyan. Similarly, one may think of Krishna as smaller than the smallest. That is also a kind of greatness. Krishna can manufacture this gigantic cosmic manifestation, and he can also manufacture a small insect. In a book, one may sometimes find a small running insect smaller than a period. This is Krishna's craftsmanship. Anor Aniyan, Mahato Mahiyan, Kata Upanishad 1.2.20. He can create something greater than the greatest and smaller than the smallest. Now, human beings have manufactured the 747 airplane, which, according to their conception, is very big. But can they produce an airplane as small as a flying insect? That is not possible. Actual greatness, however, is not one-sided. One who is actually great can become greater than the greatest and smaller than the smallest. But even the great things men can manufacture in the modern age are still not the greatest things man has created. We have information from the Srimad Bhagavatam that Kardama Muni, the father of the great sage Kapila Deva, manufactured a huge plane that resembled a great city. It included lakes, gardens, streets, and houses, and the whole city was able to fly all over the universe. In that plane, Kardama Muni traveled with his wife and showed her all the planets. He was a great yogi. He was a great yogi, and his wife Devahuti was the daughter of Swayambhuva Manu, a great king. Kardama Muni had desired to marry, and Devahuti told her father, "My dear father, I want to marry that sage." Thus Swayambhuva Manu brought his daughter to Kardama Muni and said, "Sir, here is my daughter. Please accept her as your wife." She was a king's daughter and was very opulent, but when she joined her austere husband, she had to serve so much that she became lean and thin. In fact, even with insufficient food, she was working day and night. Thus, Kardama Muni became compassionate. "This woman who has come to me is a king's daughter," he thought, "but under my protection, she is not receiving any comfort." Thus he asked his wife, "What will make you comfortable?" A woman's nature, of course, is that she wants a good house, good food, fine garments, good children, and a good husband. These are a woman's ambitions. Thus, Kardama Muni proved to her that she had received the best husband. By yogic paths, he created for her this great airplane and gave her a big house with maidservants and all opulences. Kardama Muni was merely a human being, but he could perform such wonderful things by yogic paths. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mata. So here we started with that. Kunti Mayani is saying use the word divyam for Lord. And divya means something transcendental, something divine that is not usual, that is present in this material world. And divya means something eternal, and in everything that is present in this material world is having certain limitations and defects. Everything deteriorates even with the passage of time. How elaborate or how wonderful any material manifestation or material creation may be, everything as time passes, even all living things like huge buildings, or you can say of seven wonders, like whatever people construct. Say, for example, Taj Mahal also. It's like one of the wonders, is it, on the earth. Everything gets weathered. Nobody even do any harm to that particular thing, not vandalizing anything. Nobody is causing anything special endeavor to destroy anything. Still, it's the nature of this material world that nothing is permanent. Due to the weather, everything deteriorates. How strong metal can be used, how strong alloy can be used. So many alloys now people are humans are finding out in the field of metallurgy that okay, iron is there, iron is having strength, iron is strong, but iron is not stable in the sense it when it comes in contact with moisture and oxygen, because that is present in weather, it gets rusted. It forms iron oxide, and the rust will, it's like the metal is just washing away. So, so now scientists and this people in metallurgy field, they come up with several alloys, mixing a different metals to get something so strong that can withstand the weathering, the effects of nature. But still, whatever efforts can be made, nothing can be permanent. And but here, what Kunti Maharani is describing Krishna as Divyam. That's opposite of what we experience in this material world, and indicate that and Divyam, Lord's appearance and Lord activities are Divyam. They are spiritual. They are not the activities of a person who is in this mortal body. Like all the living entities, the way we take birth, the way we perform our actions, we take birth out of the womb of mother with our bodies made up of these five elements and three subtle elements, and we grow. These are the features of any living entity in this material world, that it takes birth, it grows, it stays at that for some time, it remains constant. Then it produces its byproducts. Then, with the time, as time passes, it dwindles and finally it vanishes. So, this applies to everything that is present in this material world. But now, here, Kunti Maharani is mentioning about Krishna, but Krishna's appearance, Krishna's activities are not like this. Krishna activities are not having these phases of what just now I said, like taking birth and then growing and then uh, staying constant, then producing byproducts, then vanishes and dwindles and then vanishes. It's not that. But certain class of ignorant people, they think that Krishna is just like human being, normal human being. Krishna takes birth, Krishna also dies. But this is a sheer ignorance. That's what Kunti Maharaj is explaining here. And this verse of Bhagavad Gita, that Ajopi San Avya Atma. So this Aja means unborn, as Srila Prabhupada is mentioned here, and this verse explains about the Divyam, the Divya, the uh, transcendental appearance and activities of Supreme Lord. Krishna is explaining. This comes in, I think, chapter 4, where Krishna starts with that I have given this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to sun god in millions of years before. And then Arjuna asks, that how you are my contemporary, we are cousins, you are my friend, and we took birth nearly in same time frame. How you are saying that you gave this millions of years back? At that time, Krishna says, you were also present, but you are not remembering your past life, but I am remembering everything. So, and then Krishna starts telling about his appearance. What's the qualities of his appearance? So, so here, Avya Atma, that's what Prabhupada is saying. Krishna is Avya Atma. That means something that is not going to deteriorate. But we are Vyay Atma. Everything here in material world, having material body, we are going to Vyay. It's going to deteriorate. So that's the difference between Krishna and a conditioned soul. And why we are Krishna is Avya Atma? Because Krishna is not taking any material body. And Krishna appears with his complete transcendental absolute. Krishna is absolute when he is present. Wherever Krishna is present in any form of Krishna takes many incarnations also, but that doesn't mean Krishna is like a fish or Krishna becomes like a boar. Krishna is absolute in that boar form also. Krishna is absolute in that fish form also. And that is why here Krishna himself is explaining his appearance as that he is Aja, unborn, and he is Avyatma. That is not going to deteriorate. So, and then further Kunti Maharani, in this beginning only, Kunti Maharani explained that Krishna is within and without. So, that is inconceivable. That is, we cannot conceive. In previous verse also, the activities of Krishna are very inconceivable to understand. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita in this this Ajopi Atma. This verse, the next verse, Krishna tells that the what are the who can understand my appearance and the activities will not take birth in this material world again. But that means Krishna's appearance, to understand Krishna's appearance and Krishna's activity is not so simple. It's very difficult. Actually, nobody can understand. Only pure devotees of Lord who are very intimate to Lord. And by mercy of Lord, they are able to understand a bit of it. So it's not just to understand how Krishna appears, for what Krishna appears, what he is doing. We can understand by Krishna's mercy a very small fraction of it. So, and this is what Krishna is within. That within we know that Krishna is present as a Paramatma feature in each and every atom, in each and every animate, inanimate, living being, even in matter. Krishna is present in Paramatma form. Krishna is Sarva Vyapi. Krishna is omnipotent. And Srila Prabhupada says to understand that Krishna is present everywhere and how Krishna is present everywhere, within everything, and Krishna is at the same time is outside also. Krishna is constantly present in his transcendental abode also. And and that is to understand this is the omnipotency of Krishna, that Krishna is present in Goloka. At the same time, Krishna is present within and everything in this material manifestation. And this is very contradictory to understand with our limited senses, mind, and intelligence. And even though Krishna is everywhere, but still we cannot see Krishna until and unless we have to uh, get some spiritual purification. So Srila Prabhupada quite frequently quotes this, that this is a very common question, that if God is there, why I can't see him? This is very common question which everyone just put forth very casually. If God is there, why can't see? Like Hiranyakashipu, father of Prahlad Maharaj, also poses the same question to Prahlad Maharaj, that if God is there, from where you are getting strength? Then Prahlad Maharaj said, I am getting strength from Vishnu. And he is giving strength to everyone. Even whatever your strength is also is given by Lord Vishnu only. So the atheist, because Hiranyakashipu was a demon, and demon means one who doesn't believe in Krishna, one who doesn't accept the supremacy of supreme personality of Lord Krishna. That person is demon. And the people, and the next, there are only two classes of um, people. One are demigods and others are demons. And the criteria to divide whether in which category one belongs is just whether one accepts the supremacy of Krishna. One who accepts the supremacy of Krishna, that is demigod. Demigod doesn't mean one has to live on heavenly planets. And those who are living on heavenly planets, what are their qualifications? Why they got uh, elevated birth? Because they are believing in supremacy of Krishna. So, and anybody who in this Mrityu Lok, in this on this planet Earth also, in this lifetime, if one believes in supremacy of Krishna, believing means just to realize it that Krishna is supreme. And if you realize that Krishna is supreme and you believe in that person, you will believe on the instructions of that person. And believing on instructions of the person, that means believing on instructions of Krishna, is believing, living your life on the basis of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is instruction for by Krishna unto us. And what Krishna is saying, Krishna has mentioned to Arjuna, actually it's not just for Arjuna, it's for all of us. Through Arjuna, Krishna wanted to give this instructions how one should live, get out of this miserable um, material bondage. And if we live our life on the principles of Bhagavad Gita, that means we are believing on the words of Krishna. That means we are accepting that Krishna is supreme authority, and that's what Krishna is saying at the end of Bhagavad Gita, that just surrender unto me. Um, just leave all your religion, any type of religion, and just surrender unto me. And I promise I'll take care of you. So this is Krishna is giving assurance, promise. But until unless we surrender, Krishna cannot act. So this is believing on Krishna. And those who believe on Krishna, they are demigods. And those who doesn't believe on Krishna, they are demons. Demon doesn't mean one needs to be having a very gruesome uh, appearance, or one needs to be highly corrupt, or one needs to be murderer or rapist or rogue. Actually, in one sense, when we doesn't believe in supremacy of Krishna, we are rogues only. We may not be doing anything in very out outrightly. Uh, we may not be acting like a criminals, but in one sense, we are like criminals. That's why we are diseased. Nah? That's why we are in this material world. We are suffering. So, until unless we completely believe on supremacy of Krishna and we understand that Krishna is the supreme proprietor and I am the part and parcel of Krishna, and my complete existence is just to satisfy Krishna, till that point, we also have demoniac just to enjoy our, just to endeavor for our personal sense gratification. That is demoniac. So, so Srila Prabhupada says this is a question that people say, if God is there, why can't we see the God? So the simple answer is God is there. Why can't you see? Now, because you don't have those eyes to see the God. If I put this, Srila Prabhupada normally says in like I was reading, I think Nectar of Instruction, in that it was like Prabhupada mentioned that if we put off the light, if you are inside a room and if you put off the light, or if the sun is not there, it is dark, you can't see even yourself, you can't see even your own hand. So with these eyes, how you can claim to see God? You need to understand what are the qualifications you need, what, or up to the what level you need to qualify to see the God. Then definitely you can see the God face to face. But we need to qualify. And what is that qualification? Qualification is just in the Brahma Samhita is the Premanjana. We have to have that Premanjana. We have to anoint. There is like we put kajal, we look, we on in our eyes to decorate our eyes. When we decorate our eyes with the love of God, when we start loving Krishna, then only we can see Krishna. And that's the qualification to apply that ointment of love of Krishna in our eyes. And then our eyes will be purified and we'll be able to see Krishna. So that's what Gunti Maharaj is saying, that you are present within and without, everywhere. Still, you are not visible. So Krishna is within everyone's heart as Paramatma in every atom. But still, he is not just in that atom. If Krishna is here, how Krishna can be there in Golok? It's not like that. Krishna is there also. So now here Kunti Maharaj, but for those who cannot see Krishna beyond this perception of material, when we are unable to see anything beyond this within our experience, now with our senses, we can only experience whatever a certain portion of even this cosmic manifestation. As last week I was mentioning that out of in this cosmic manifestation, in this material manifestation, only 5% we are able to see and perceive. 95% is not visible to our eyes. Even many things are there around just my vicinity, still I'm unable to see that. So many things we are unable to see, and even scientists are denoting it that is called the uh, dark matter. Even scientists now, quantum physics physicians are also coining it, that there is a dark matter that is a 95% of the, even physics says they are unable to uh, find out the details about it, but they are also saying that. So but in Shastra everything is mentioned, that what things we are unable to see, because uh, if we believe in Shastras, if we see with the Shastra Chakshu, then everything is crystal clear. So, but when we are unable to see, now whatever I am able to see, and I am in that, I cannot imagine. I don't believe in even Shastras up to that extent. Even though Shastras have all the gradations for everyone, whosoever is of up to that level of understanding can get something good from Shastra and can proceed gradually ahead. So here, the Vishwaroop of Lord, which Krishna manifested in front of Arjuna, is for those who cannot see anything beyond this material manifestation. So this is described in Shrimad Bhagavatam, the Virat Swaroop of Lord, that everything what we see in this material nature can be seen as a part, it is a part of body of Lord. Actually, in one sense, this is correct, but that doesn't mean that this material manifestation is literally Lord's body, because everything that whatever we see is is a potency of Lord. It's the energy of Lord. It's the external potency of Lord. In that sense, energy of Lord is not different from Lord, but at the same time, energetic is more superior than energy. This the example which Srila Prabhupada gives, like if you see the fire is there, no, fire is energy, fire is and the animations from fire is heat and light. So there is, in one sense, there is no difference between fire, heat, and light. But at the same time, there is difference also, because light cannot be compared 100% equal to fire. Similarly, heat cannot be compared 100% equal to fire. If fire is there, heat and light is going to be there. But if light is just there, light is there, that means fire is somewhere there, definitely, whether we're able to see it or not. But fire is there. So similarly, this is like an example Srila Prabhupada gives for Krishna and Krishna's energies. So this whole cosmic manifestation is external potency of Krishna. So if somebody is unable to see Krishna as a cowherd boy who is uh, just performing beautiful pastimes in the his abode or in spiritual abode of Golok Vrindavan, if one is unable to believe that, just to just believe and just to feel that Krishna is a person and he's a cowherd boy. He's performing wonderful pastimes with his cowherd friends, with the damsels, young, beautiful cowherd girls of Vrindavan, with elderly gopis of Vrindavan, with elderly cowherd uh, men of Vrindavan, with the cows, with the flute, with the rivers, with the forest, with the lotuses, with the peacocks. This is a very high. One needs to get purified to reach to that level where one can really conceptualize, oh, Krishna is this. But those who cannot, how they can see Lord? For us also, for me, I'm not talking about all. Theoretically, I know that Krishna is Shyam Sundar, Krishna is having this bodily. Bhagavatam describes this. But in Bhagavatam, the personal feature of Krishna, especially in Vrindavan pastimes, is in Canto 10. But the universal form of Lord comes very, maybe in Canto 1 and Canto 2 also. In several places, the universal form of Lord is being described. And that's why it's being advised by the acharyas that one should gradually read Srimad Bhagavatam from first canto and gradually, after reading and understanding it, reach to the 10th canto, where the Krishna, as a cowherd boy, son of Nanda Maharaj, his pastimes is being described. So why it is being recommended? But when we gradually read, gradually we get purified. Our consciousness is getting prepared to understand the position of Krishna. Otherwise, to understand that Krishna is the cowherd boy, Krishna is the one on whom, while playing, if he loses one part of the game, a cowherd boy, Krishna has to uplift uh, one of his friend on his shoulder, or Krishna is sharing a cowherd boy from, so if his friend is finding something very palatable, very delicious, so out of his mouth, he's not even waiting to get another morsel. Inside from his mouth, friend of Krishna is giving, putting that morsel of delicious dish in the mouth of Krishna. Such a spontaneous love to understand, even Lord Brahma got bewildered. So one has to proceed gradually. So that's why even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, used to read the pastimes of Dhruv Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj every day. He used to tell his associates to read that, and he used to listen to those pastimes every day. Because when we reach to that platform, then only we can. Even though Lord Himself is exhibiting, He is Himself Radha. Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani. Still, he is giving this example what how we should take Shastra and how gradually we should proceed. So, so now initially we are unable to see Krishna. If we are able to see, then immediately Krishna will manifest in front of us. But those some people who are not even devotees, but even if you see, Srila Prabhupada mentions this, even if you see in any civilization, in even in aborigines, very uncivilized people, they also have tendency to pray to some superior. They also understand that this rain is there, the thunderstorm is going, this lightning is striking. So they bow down their head. Oh, there is some supreme who is giving us rain. Somebody is there who is doing this. In every culture, in every religion, one can find this. So, for such people who cannot take Krishna as supreme personality, as a person with the personal features of Krishna, they can see Krishna in the form of that these mountains are the bones of Lord. Even for devotees, till the point we reach to that conception, how to remember Krishna all the time. We are chanting, our morning program is there. We chant on our beats. At that time, we try to uh, with feeling we try to, it's a call for Krishna, please engage in Shrimati, oh good internal potency of Krishna, oh supreme attractive Krishna, oh all bliss giving Rama, please engage me in your service. That we try to do, that we are cultivating. But then rest of the time, during our daytime, we need to do lot of activities. Oh, all the time we are not just uh, directly doing service. Even in devotional life, we need to do other activities also. Then how to remember Krishna? So this is the way Shrimad Bhagavatam, even for devotees, they can remember Krishna. If anywhere, whatever we are seeing, if we in our eyes we can see hills and mountains, oh, these are the bones of Krishna, and different body parts of Krishna, and Brahmalok is upper part, skull of Krishna. So this is for the person, people who can't see and anything beyond material manifestation. Like Mayavadis, they don't believe in existence of Krishna. But by seeing this, they all feel, oh, this is, there is some supreme, but that supreme, I can be that supreme. The supreme is one only, and I can also become supreme. But they see all these things in that's a very, what to say, that's the highest perverted thinking. Like you acknowledge you do everything, but at the end you do something that makes everything uh, brings back to zero or even in negative. So that is there. But for devotees, this to see Vishwa Roop of Krishna, for we can also take advantage out of it to see everything. Like in uh, Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna says, describes about all the vibhutis. When we eat something, oh, when we, any vanaspati is there, any flower is there, any medicine is there. This is also vibhuti of Krishna. So we can think Krishna, we can remember Krishna in this way. And but for devotees, Krishna is so merciful that because we can in present, until unless we are purified, but we cannot see Krishna in his transcendental form. But Krishna is so merciful that he comes in the form of deities for us. Now somebody can say deity Arch Vigraha is made up of wood, it's a stone, it's a metal. No, that's what Srila Prabhupada said. No, it's not a, because Krishna's form is absolute, and when Krishna, out of his causeless mercy, so that we can serve his Arch Vigraha and then gradually we get purified and then we can really perceive Krishna. That's why at the neophyte stage, when for a neophyte, at the initial stage of devotional sadhana, deity worship is so much recommended, because otherwise things are very abstract for us. We need something tangible, and it's being described in Nectar of Devotion. That initial stage out of Krishna's causeless mercy, Krishna is present in his Archvigraha form, and when devotee serves the deity and engages his mind and every all resources in service of Krishna, gradually one gets attached to the deity, and there are several instances where deities communicate with the devotee. That's the and gradually one transcends one climbs the platform of different stages of devotional service. So this is the case. So later now ahead, Srila Prabhupada is saying so about the greatness of Krishna. So that's what is being mentioned here, that Krishna, who can be qualified, who can be addressed as great, one who can make something very big, gigantic, can invent something very big, very something beyond seeing that we feel awestruck. Oh, how this wonderful thing has been made. And at the same time, something smaller than smallest also. Until and unless something big and at the same time small, that capacity to make something very big and at the same time something very small is not there, one cannot be called as great. So, so Krishna is supreme craftsman. Krishna is supreme artist. Now everything Krishna has made in this material world, what we can see actually is the Krishna's art. This whole material manifestation we can see currently also, and if we see how wonderfully everything, if we really able to see, that's why here it's mentioned that if we are able to see everything as a Virat, as a body of Krishna in this cosmic manifestation, then we'll see how wonderfully everything is made, and we become really conscious of Krishna. Even seeing a tree, seeing a fruit, even when we cut a pomegranate, and when we see the arrangement of the seeds of a pomegranate, how beautifully everything is so beautifully arranged. While tasting a banana, how beautifully everything is packed nicely, such a beautiful taste, how nature is functioning, how things are moving, how everything is, even just seeing sun rising every day at a so perfect time, and every day sun moon is rising, sun is setting, how everything is working, functioning so smoothly, so wonderfully, we can understand. Any intelligent person with a basic minimum intelligence, one who is having some rational, some logic, can understand, oh, what a supreme brain is behind all this. So, the, so Krishna is Krishna can make anything uh, bigger than biggest and smaller than smallest. So, if you see, and once we become uh, this take this devotional life and we learn, cultivate how to see Krishna in everything, then we'll find really peace of mind and we'll understand the beauty of everything. And we're able to appreciate everything actually. We become so grateful seeing small, beautiful insects, how this nature saves so many, the interaction between different living entities, and then these beautiful birds, how they are communicating, and these bees, the honey bees, how collectively they are living, how wonderfully Krishna has designed everyone. Even honey bees, they are making this honeycomb and this so wonderfully. The structure is so scientifically designed, and that hexagons, this the one basic unit of that honeycomb, that hexagon is so perfectly, the dimensions are so perfectly calculated that even if we use a scale and all the geometrical instruments to make such perfectly measured hexagon, it will be difficult to make. So, how Krishna has designed each and everything, nothing is by chance happening. So, and even scientists have conducted some research on it, that these honeybees, they are knowing mathematics. It is like in their species of life, lower species of life, it's an instinct. This is a skill provided by Supreme Law to them, because they are designed to live like that. So that skill is provided. So then we'll understand that maybe a very big mathematician, or a mathematician who is formulating big algorithms and big um, mathematical algorithms to make big inventions. So then that person will understand, no, what great I can achieve. Actually, this is nothing great what a man can do by his own intelligence, and that intelligence is also given by Krishna. So then we'll understand that how minuscule, how insignificant we are, and what, compared to what Krishna is. And so that's what Srila Prabhupada is saying. And most wonderful thing is that Srila Prabhupada mentions it. That if we compare this, anything in this material nature, in any species of life, a man can make a machine with great endeavor. One can make a very beautiful machine, a beautiful car. But can that car replicate, produce his byproducts, its byproducts? Can a car make another baby car on its own? No, but the machines, if one understand things that this all things that are existing in this material nature, I is also invented by somebody, starting from a crow to a pigeon to a worm to human being. That type of inventions are there, that just inventing once, it can reproduce on its own again and again, again and again, again and again. There is no need to invent that again, and no need to make that machine again and again. So now you can understand how great inventor Krishna is. What's the imagination of Krishna is? What's the art of Krishna is having, and what we have, when we understand the position of Krishna. So here Srila Prabhupada mentioned about the that Viman that was designed by Kardama Muni. Now Kardama Muni is a great sage, is a mystic yogi. So in next paragraph we'll read that any anything that anybody get, any talent, any yogic power, mystic power, any talent, any skill, and Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, that is me. So these mystic powers are also given by Krishna. And in this Hatha yoga practice, and there's another way of this yogic practice. The yogis in the Sati Yoga, that was by uh, doing yogic meditation, by concentrating your mind on the feet of lotus feet of Lord. That was the way of realize self realization in Sati Yoga. Why? Because life was very, those in that yoga, the lifespan was very long. It was thousands of years. So that was the yoga dharma of Sati Yoga. So by that, doing that, before doing, reaching to the point of realizing Krishna completely, the in that process also one used to get many yogic powers, mystic powers. So that's the case with present time also, when we are doing Nam Sankirtan. If we do Nam Sankirtan, it's so auspicious. Even when right now we are reading Shrimad Bhagavatam, we read Bhagavad Gita. If one doesn't even do it very seriously, just for the ultimate goal for it is meant for to be, but that just in itself the process is so auspicious, then one can get any amount of material benefits out of it. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, if you are not doing it seriously for realizing Krishna or to achieving love of Krishna, still one can read, one can get a lot of pious merits out of it. That's why you will find many people on Ekadashis, even people observe Ekadashis. Now we as a Vaishnavas, they observe Ekadashi for the satisfaction of Krishna. But one can observe Ekadashi for material benefits also, because Ekadashi is the fasting for Ekadashi is very important. Similarly, reading Shastras, one can get enormous pious merits. So similarly, the yogic process of Hatha Yoga also, in between, the by as a byproduct, not as a main product, one can get several mystic powers like Kardama Muni was having. So, how he designed a beautiful plane which we cannot even conceptualize with our current state of mind, that how it is possible. And then when people are unable to conceptualize that, they call it a myth. These are the myth, these are the like a fairy tales, and so many things are mentioned in Shastras. So those who doesn't believe in Shastras, they call it myth. It's being coined as mythology, something that is myth, something that is not true, something that is imaginative. But that's not the case. Shastras are itihas and it's being happened. So how he designed by his mystic power, and he was just a mortal being. Now what to say? The powers of Krishna, from who is the giver, who is the Yogeshwara, who is the master of all mystic siddhis. So that is there, and same type of if you see in Ramayana also, the Kuvera was having that Viman, which Ravan actually forcefully, Pushpak Viman. The shape of the Viman was like lotus. And it has a capacity to shrink and to expand as much as it as per the need. Suppose two people want to ride on it, it can be made small, and maybe millions of people want to ride on it, it can be made as bigger as that. And it used to run more than the speed of mind. So this such type of uh, inventions and products are mentioned in our Shastras. So what great we can find with present day inventions. If somebody feel okay, this type of missile is being launched, or this type of now automated cars are being made using AI, that it can run on its own, no driver is required. So we will find, we'll feel humbled only, provided we see, read Shastras and understand, see everything in terms of Shastra. So, and here the story of Prabhupada briefly mentioned about the uh, Kardamumuni and Dehuti Mata. So she wanted to marry sage Kardamumuni. So it's been mentioned that she's a daughter of Manu, and having very opulent uh, parentage. Still, she chose Kardamumuni because the criteria to choose husband of somebody is who is intelligent. Criteria is not the opulences. You use a husband who wants to do devotion to Supreme Lord Hari, and a girl should choose husband according to that only. That's the main criteria, because husband, wife has to serve husband, and if husband is devotee of Lord, she is ultimately going to get supreme destination. So here it's been mentioned, and how faithfully she served her husband, and that's the most. This is the um, mood um, to for a chaste wife to inculcate. And But this is now lacking in current scenario. Even if you want something from somebody, you need to serve that person. That is called just basic intelligence. If you directly start demanding, then that won't fetch so good result as compared to if you try to satisfy, please that person. And how Mata Dehuti served her husband for many years, and without expecting. And this same principle applies for our devotional service also. When we start thinking what I can get from Krishna, I should get this type of liberation, I should get uh, Sayujya Mukti, Sarupya Mukti, I should get form like forehand form like Krishna. Actually, that's not being intelligent. If we just make a goal to serve Krishna without expecting anything, like similarly, then this is a Kartavya Muni, this is a natural tendency, because if somebody serves you, the other person who's being served naturally becomes so pleased, and it may take long time, less time, but if the sincerity is there in service, the other person who is being served is going to definitely going to observe that what type of service and who is being serving me for so long, and without any expectation, without any condition. And similarly, if we serve Krishna in that mood, without expecting anything, just happiness for Krishna, Krishna is going to ask, what do you want from me? And even we don't want anything, we say no. Like pure devotees, they don't ask anything from it. So, but Krishna is going to give us more than what we can even conceptualize, what we can even desire for. So that is the real intelligence. And this is just it's an analogy. Like I just felt like how Mata Dehuti served her husband, and she what she got, even she never dreamt of it. She never even thought of it, but she got so much. Husband wanted to give her so much. Similarly, we can definitely going to get everything, but we should not aim for it. So we are, yeah. So I think I anything anybody would like to add or comment or add share some realization on this particular discussion which we did is welcome. We are already time, we are over the time, 3 minutes over the time, so we'll stop here. Tomorrow it can be started from this paragraph. Krishna however is Yogeshwara. So anything anybody would want to add to this particular discussion is welcome, or otherwise we'll end here today. Thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dhanut Pranam.
Pranavad Mataji. Hare.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you
Hare
all.
Krishna Mataji. Dandat
Thank you,
Pranam. Thank
Mataji.
you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Thank
Hare
you. It's so
Krishna. Thank you,
nice.
Mataji.
Just very good experience. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha.
Sindhubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Anantapodi Vaishnavendra ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Koti
Thank you,
Vaishnava.
Mataji. Jai.
Hare.
Hare Krishna.
And
Hare Krishna. Korsi ente jo aisi anta da korsu
Hare
correct le.
Krishna.